Okay, looks like we're recording. I'm back. I got my tool that I'm going to need. I'm probably needing another tool, but I can see it right there, so it's not going to be a problem. Let me see if this one's already kind of semi-disassembled. That's the way I got it. That's the good part about people wrecking these things is they're already semi-disassembled sometimes. Battery box is missing. And I was going to probably use that, but I've got another one. I got it around here somewhere, probably. Let me see. Yeah, it's right here. I was using it for something else, obviously. The reason I like this is because you can just drop it in, turn these little things around. You're ready to go. Pull it back out, swap your batteries. I'm going to see, the other one won't do that cardboard one. So I'm going to see if I could do that with this one, though. The one I make out of this. So I'm just going to leave these on for now. One of the first things I like to take off on these is this. Sometimes you'll find hidden screws behind these. I'm going to try and get this done in a reasonable amount of time so that I don't have a hour-long video of me taking apart a toy car. No point to that. So the screws still forgot about this. Has LEDs down here in the tire to just make it a little flashier. I'm going to go ahead. I don't want those or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut that wire. Because I don't care about them. You can take those out and put them on your MiniSumo. You do, like, I don't know if you noticed with the other one I had that I showed last time, it has a purple light on top that flashes during the 5-second wait period, just so that I have some visual feedback to know that it's doing something. One of the things that frustrates me, like with computers and things like that, is when it's idle and it's not doing anything. It doesn't show you that anything's happening. So I don't know that, is it waiting on me? Am I waiting on it? Who knows what's going on? So I put that little light on there to flash during the 5-second countdown so that I would know that at least it's doing something. And go for the body next here. And it has an antenna. If it's that little thing sticking out of the front, this, if it's not broken, like this one is, you're going to have to take it out later once you get the body loose. I should probably have taken that price tag off. It might get in the way. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, there's the body. If this isn't broken, there's a screw right in there that you need to take out. On this, I'm going to go ahead. There's a couple LEDs in here somewhere. Where are they? Oh, there they are, sticking out the back. I'm going to go ahead and just leave those wired to the circuit board. So I'm going to go ahead, just bust these little pieces of plastic off right here, and then pull the LEDs out. I try a lot of times to take things apart without busting them, just as kind of a challenge to see if I can do it. But there's no way to get those loose without breaking them, because what they do is they mold a couple, I don't know if you can see it on there, they mold a couple little pins in the plastic, and then they just put something hot on the top and it melts them down together, so there's not really any way to get that apart without breaking it. I just set that aside. That would be kind of a interesting body if you'd use it. You could put your little scoop arms coming out here and scoop in the front. That'd be kind of cool looking, but whatever. For now, it's just going over there. I'll take this off next. Doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get into the good stuff, so it doesn't matter what I take off first as far as this junk out here. No, I don't, with the MiniSumo, don't really have any use for these front wheels, or the big back ones for that matter, but I'll hold on to them for a little while anyways, in case I come up with an idea for something bigger and I need some wheels. Might come across some motors that build something spiffy out of if I had big wheels. Okay, now we're getting there, down to here. This thing right here is like a little support. This is where the body was screwed in, the bottom, and it kind of holds the circuit board in place, and we're going to want to hang on to that because we're going to use it. You use that circuit board as part of our MiniSumo. There's good stuff in there. Okay, where am I? Oh, I'm going to take these three right here out, get the front half of that off there. And another reason I'm trying not to bust this up too much is I'm going to try and figure out a way. I haven't got this one all planned out yet. The little cardboard one was just to see if these motors would work. And since they do, now I'm going to try and come up with something better. I'm going to try and figure out a way to use that battery compartment so that I don't have to fight it. That cardboard one, it's real difficult to get the new set of batteries in there. And since it's glued together because it's cardboard, no way to take it apart to get them in. Something holding on still. Oh, a couple more. It is. And we'll have the front end part. Okay. We're getting there. I don't know how long I've been monkeying around with this. Hopefully not too long. It's got to be one of the least thrilling videos on YouTube at this point anyways, just watching some guy tear apart a car and not even using explosives. Well, there we go. Let's see, got a couple here to take that wheel off. Looks like I keep fading out of frame on you. Sorry about that. I don't have anybody filming for me. I'm just using a tripod. But I can't really see the video camera very well either. Just going to slide all this stuff out of my way a little bit. So now we're down to this little piece with the circuit board, and that should just come off there somehow. There's a screw right here, and that's probably going to be the only one holding it on. They usually don't put a lot to holding a circuit board on because it's not really going to try and go anywhere on you. Okay, those two just hold these swivel pieces on, so I'm just going to leave them on for now. Take these three. Still got my antenna hooked to my radio. That's good. Just in case somebody starts driving this thing. I don't know. I don't have any of the remotes for any of these. I monkeyed around with the remotes a little bit on different kinds of cars, and they don't always. You can't always use interchangeably like that one I showed you that had the switches on it. Even if it's a 49 megahertz, which this is 49, still may not run it. Probably won't. I haven't very often come across one that'll run a different brand car. Oh, a little hair there, some lint. I can see one here. These are magnetic screwdrivers, just kind of magnetic by accident. It's not like I magnetized it. They're alright for doing stuff like this because they'll pull the screw up out of the hole, but you want to use them around computers and things. You can if you want to. No guarantee your computer's going to work after. Probably will, you just erase some data. Okay. Now that's they shoved all them wires through this piece, this hole in the plastic, then soldered them on one end or the other. So there's not really any way to get those out of there without tearing up this whole hunk of plastic, and I'm trying to save it for the battery compartment. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut those wires. They're pretty much color coded, and you're going to be able to, you can figure them out even if they're not that hard to figure out. So I'm just going to whack that whole string of them in half. Get two halves of the thing. Oh yeah, it's still on the connected to, hey look at there, I got an extra piece. Still wired there, so I'm gonna go, those are your power wires, so they're pretty obvious on the board. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut them anyways, because I can put those back together easy enough. I'm gonna set this is my battery compartment. It's where I don't know if you can see the other end of those up in there or not, but I'm going to hold on to that for now. Don't even need an antenna for what we're doing, so that's going. And we're going to use the, like I said, you can use these LEDs for something or cut them off. I think they just come on when it's driving, and they don't weigh anything to worry about, so stick them on your MiniSumo somewhere for decorative purposes. And I'll go into it later. This up here is basically a couple H bridges, and we're going to use those in our MiniSumo, so hold on to that. So let's see what I got left on here. These are this is how the electricity gets to the LEDs in the wheels. They have this little wire comes down here, and it's I think it's soldered. Looks like it's soldered to a little piece of metal that touches this piece of metal that's on the axle, and here's another one. I don't know how well you can see that. And then that in turn is soldered to another piece of wire that goes up into the wheel where the LED was. So that way you can have, you know, there's a contact circuit between the LED and the circuit board, and it just slides on here, so it allows the motor to turn, and you don't have to worry. You know, if you tried to just run a wire through there, it'll wrap up and break off. So that's how they solve that, is do that. That's the plus side, and then the negative side is down in here, which if you can't see it now, we'll look at it in a minute. There's a couple, 3 screws I need to get that out. Hope this video is not, hope this isn't getting too long, like 4 hours or something. It's not, but I can't really tell. It looks like, gee, half hour. No wonder my throat's getting kind of sore. There's the side for the negative side of the LED. It just touches the axle right here. So there's one of our gearboxes, motors and gearboxes for our MiniSumo. And here's the other one. And then we don't need these contacts for anything, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave those with this. This is actually the bottom half of my battery box over here. I haven't, like I said, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but I may not need it. We'll see. Then I'm going to do, that's it. We'll call it done. Set that over here with the other part of my battery box, keeping my H bridges and my 2 gear motors, and probably hold on to those if you need them for something. It's always good to have a few extra screws around. And that's about it for this time. So we've successfully disassembled a thunder tumbler for that video. Wow, exciting, huh?